Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. If you haven't been to my channel before, I'm Mike. On my channel, I like to do different live streams just to do the fundamentals of art, as well as things like this, which is like a character concept. Today we will be working on this character for about an hour. I'm going to do a quick warm-up for about 10 minutes before we get started. For warm-ups, I typically like to do gesture drawing. So yeah, let's kick right off. If this is the first time that you've been on the channel, and you want to support me, please subscribe, give me a like, stuff like that. Oh, sorry, one last thing before we get started. I am gonna pull the references up for you so you can maybe draw along with the gestures as I'm doing it. Alright, let's go ahead and start up. So my whatchamacallit is currently charging the little shortcut keyboard, so not going to be as smooth as usual to start off. I hope that y'all are all doing well, taking care of yourselves, things like that. After I get this gesture in, I will be sure to switch stuff up so I can actually see your comments, because right now I cannot. One of the things that's important with your gestures, just getting in the general flow of your drawing is super important. Of the reference is super important. And if you aren't at the phase like I am right now, where you're doing volumetric, that's okay. It takes a long time to build up to that. I've been doing gesture drawing for a few years now, at bare minimum. Probably more like 6-7 years at this point, to be honest with you. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, please ask. That's why I do this. I like to connect with all of you. With your gestures, things like proportions and things like that, you want to try to get it close, but don't worry too much about it, especially if you're just beginning. You want to worry more so about the overall like pose and the motion that's in the gestures that you are trying to replicate. And it's okay to exaggerate, and in fact it's encouraged. You kind of do want to exaggerate your gestures quite a bit. Because oftentimes what we see and what we think we see are two different things, and our brains tend to want to make things look a little bit more moderate than they actually are. So you'll find that your exaggerated version probably is closer to reality than you maybe would have assumed. Alright. Get this arm in. And as you can tell, I don't go for perfection when I'm doing my gestures. I'm just trying to, again, one, warm up, but to just get that general flow of what's going on here. Okay. Oh, one thing I did not mention, I apologize. I am not a professional artist. I am somebody who is an aspiring professional artist. So this YouTube channel and these live streams are me actively working towards getting like prepared for a job, and things of that nature. My hope is that once I do get hired, this channel will serve as kind of like the guideline of what kind of work you have to put in and what kind of thoughts and stuff you have to be having in order to get into the industry. So hopefully, you know, when that happens, this will be a helpful resource for everybody out there that wants to become a professional artist in some context. Oof, this is a difficult gesture. When you have hard gestures like this one, and the reason why it's hard isn't necessarily like the pose is super hard. It's just the foreshortening that's in this piece. There's a lot of it, specifically for a short time frame, like a couple of minutes. But what you want to do is just take your time and map out everything, draw through things of that nature. That way, you're not, you know, accidentally putting things in the wrong spot or not accounting for the actual space that you'll have for your, you know, for the various different body parts and stuff, since they are so foreshortened. All right. If you want these references, you can get them for free on CubeBrush. They are references from Mark Brunet. Yep, just right on his channel, or not his channel, on his like page there on CubeBrush. I can't remember if I have the link for that in my description, but if y'all want it, just ask and I'll be sure to give it to you. Alright. Considering how difficult this one is, I'm pretty happy with the product here. So we'll go to the next. The thing that I like about using Mark's work as reference is typically, yeah, he does like exaggerate like how long the legs are and how short the rib cage is and things like that. But his anatomy in respect to all of that is very good. And you can learn a lot by looking at the lines that other people use that are professionals, which he obviously is. Maybe not obviously, maybe some of you don't know who Mark is. but he is a professional, so he's had years of practice. Those are the kind of people, if you decide to do reference from drawings instead of real life references, you want to find people that are professionals, or at the very least pieces of art that are within like the game industry or like the movie industry or something like that. And the reason for that is because there's a lot of people that are checking over that work, so you can be assured that it's at least semi-accurate. Whoa, that's weird. Versus like you just go on something random like Pinterest. Some of those are pretty good, but some of them maybe not so much. So just want to be careful with the references that you're picking up. So yeah, now we will, that's it. See if I can zoom out for you really fast. So we did these 5 at the bottom here that are a little bit bigger as a warm-up for today. And now we'll move on to working on the ice wizard design. And I could probably do almost exactly an hour for today. Let me take away, yep, take that away. So yeah, we'll do about an hour, and then I have to wrap up to get ready to go to my day job. As always, I do hope y'all are doing well. Hopefully my thing is charged up enough for me to use it. Let's see. Uh-oh. Did it die? Sorry, I have my little shortcut Huey on keyboard thing. I think it should be okay. Alright, let's do it. So we were working on the shading. I'm going to get rid of the flats for now and just focus on the shading part of it. Yeah, just make sure you ask questions along the way. Shading takes a lot of brain power. So I'm trying my best here to get this done in a way that looks reasonable. Let's go here. My recommendation for like stuff like a brush and things like that, you'll want to use a soft brush is a good option to use. And that's just because it allows for some pretty like good transitions and things of that nature. I think I got everything that I wanted to get. I'm gonna erase away that one spot later. Oh, here. All right, we were good to go. So I'm working on like medium and small details today. What I plan on doing is after we finish this concept, I'll probably do an illustration, and I can do that one live too. Now, I am not the greatest illustrator on the planet by any stretch of the imagination, but I do want to try my hand at doing like a really, really refined piece of this character. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna, oh, this is not what I wanted to be drawing on here. Sorry, I was on. Okay. Here. You'll have to excuse my, if you can hear him in the background. He's not a fan of the mailman. So I am gonna take the lines away for just a second. All right, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Definitely need some work on just the transitions and stuff, but we'll get there. I'm gonna do the fingers here, so it's coming up. Something like this. All right. One thing I want to do is go through and I'm gonna soften the transitions. Well, actually, I'll probably actually go through and darken the transitions that are right where the armor is. And then go through and soften part of this up. And the reason for that is because it's going to be pretty dark right where the overlap is, and then it'll fade out as it goes. Because light won't be able to escape and get to our eye in that area of where the two pieces overlap and connect like this. Oh, don't know if you can really see me because the camera, for whatever reason, is like glitching out. Give me 1 second. See if that does any better. Looks like it's a little better. Sorry that you're just like staring at my headphones for the past like 10 minutes or whatever it's been. So yeah, the overlap like this, that area right here where it touches, light's not going to be able to go in there and escape and get back to our eyes. It gets trapped. So we'll darken that piece up a little bit here. And then we'll do like a light transition for some of it, just to smooth it out a little bit. All right, let's go to smudge brush here. Smudge brush, smudge brush. All right, got that. And now I'm gonna go back to this soft brush and get a little bit darker in here. Definitely darker here. And this stuff is going to change quite a bit as well once I start to get into the lights and stuff of that nature. It's going to look much different. This can probably... light transition here. Alright, so let's get rid of the lines, see what that looks like. I do think that more of the armor on this side here is going to be dark, so I am going to go through and just do a light pass here. And then we'll get underneath here. This is also going to have a transition. Same on this side. I probably can push this like Terminator out quite a bit. And then underneath. Okay. And I'm gonna pull the line back up because I'm noticing that this section right here, where the knee pad part is, or whatever you want to call this, can't really see that separation, and you definitely would. I can just do a light transition here. Alright. Cool. So I'm gonna go back through and continue that process that I was just doing to make it clear, like the sun's coming down this way and hitting. Alright, that's good. Alright, it's going to be a little bit of a cast shadow on here, not too much. I could probably smudge brush and make that look a little cleaner. Do that in a second. Alright. Where is it? This. Alright. Got that in. So now I'm gonna probably, actually let's do this really fast. I want this like buckle to feel a bit more rounded. So I'm gonna make that happen here. Let's do like maybe 50. I'm gonna erase just a little bit up in here. Continue. Alright, and then I can also go back through. And again, right where this is, there's a little bit of darkness. And then on this side, definitely a cast shadow down. Probably like here. Maybe not that far, actually. Because it's a pretty small belt buckle thing here, so it might come down like this. Alright. So I'll take away the lines. looking pretty good. It's a little bit dark right here, so I'm just gonna take some of that away. Probably. Let's go smudge brush. Just try to take away some of the harshness that was there. Go back, soft round. Just want to darken up this palm just a bit more. All right, I think that's looking pretty decent. Oh no. Let's get this. Pull the lines back up. See, is there any other ones that I forgot? I think that's probably it. Yeah, okay. Get rid of the lines again, go back to the shading. Just want to darken up some of these spots in the hair that are definitely not going to be hitting the sun as directly as it seems. Probably darken up just right here. Just separate. Could maybe even transition that like this. Same on the other side. Transition. All right, and same on this other side here. Just gonna darken up some of the spots here that definitely will not be hitting the sun. All right. So I got a little bit of work to do now just on like the trims and things of that nature. So I'm gonna go ahead and start to zoom in a little bit more. I think 100's probably plenty. It's a pretty big drawing. So now go ahead. Zoom in and get some of the trims done here. Probably zoom in slightly more actually. Just light for some of this stuff, nothing too crazy. Right here is going to be pretty dark, actually, so I'm going to darken that up just a bit and then slide here. All right. I'm gonna do the same thing right in here, just to show where the armor line kind of hits. All of this here is definitely gonna be dark. All right. So we got that. Oops, forgot this little section here. All right. Same thing here. Probably go slightly darker for some of this. Back again. Just going through, just details. You know, nothing crazy here. All right. Okay. Let's see what we have now. All right, looking pretty good. I'm gonna come in here and just erase away just a little bit here. So all that's gonna be in the light. That'll also get shifted a bit as I add the highlights. I do need to add some shading, some like bigger detail shading here on the, oops, on the armor, just because it's just not giving off like a round vibe, and it should be. Let's do maybe here. All right. It's looking pretty good. I think that I can probably lighten this up a bit. Made it too dark. Does need to be dark, but not that dark. Let's see. Pull the lines back up. Alright, and maybe just a little bit of shadow behind some of these like little gems here. Alright. So now I'm going to fade this just a bit. Alright. Let's see what we're looking like now. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this so far. Maybe a few more of the details, and then we can maybe start doing some of the changes that come along with the colors, since not every color is going to have the same saturation, hue, and stuff in the lighting as like you see it in color. So I want to make sure that that's all making sense. All right. And I'm going to erase away some of this a little bit, just a little too thick. I'll use the blend brush to just cover that up. All right. So one last thing that I'm going to do, just to really solidify the colors. This is something that I've just started to try to do, as of recent. Actually, sorry. Before I get there, one last thing. Thanks. All right. So I'm gonna try to add another multiply layer, and do a quick like transition point, because if you like shade a ball, for instance, there's a point in which there's like a transition from where it's going to be the light is hitting versus where it's not hitting anymore. And where the light isn't hitting, the brightest color on that spot should not be as bright as even the lightest color on the other spot. So I want to make sure that that's like pretty prominent, just to make it look slightly more accurate. So let's try that out here. I'm gonna assume, how do I want to do this? I can do all of this as multiply. Alright, so I would say it's probably gonna be hopefully this will make more sense after I've finished it, because right now it might not make too much sense at all, but that is okay, we will get there. Just a few more spots. Almost there. Alright, I think that should do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through, I'm going to get this color, this like darker color, and I'm going to fill this in. This looks pretty crazy right now, but that's okay, for a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to end up kind of, oh, that's not what I wanted, hard brush. I am going to kind of tone it down a bit, but two, it won't look as crazy with like colors and stuff up too. So let's get this toned down quite a bit, and it's not that big. It's not gonna make that big. It'll just make things a bit smoother. 10%. I know that doesn't seem like much, but it will make a big difference in the overall drawing, or painting, I should say. So let's go back, do our flats. Maybe bump this up a little bit. I think 20 was probably the best. So we'll do 20. And yeah, I think that's good. So as we look at the design, now we have to go back through and do something else, which is I have to start to change some of the colors of the shadows so it doesn't look so. Right now it just looks max, bud. That's enough. It's enough. Sorry, my dog was going nuts. But we'll want to change some of the hues for the the shadow colors, just because it's not going to look great right now, because as you can see it's pretty murky. So we'll want to go through and do that, and there's a really simple way to do it. Let me see. We'll see. I might end up getting rid of this. I'm not sure yet. I wanted to do it because it is more accurate. Oh, got a sub? Welcome. Appreciate you subscribing. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's why I wanted to do it on another layer. I've been experimenting with it. So yeah, let's go through. And the easiest way to do this is, if you go to your flats, do refer to editing layer only, and then uncheck. You can't really see what I just did, but you want to uncheck apply to connected pixels only. And now we have the opportunity to kind of go through and I am going to take this layer off for right. Oops. I meant this one. I'm going to take that one off for right now. But now we have the option to go through. I'm going to select all of this like blue color here. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Guess it's not going to work as well as I wanted because there's a lot of different things that are close in color. So we shall do this way. This way works just as good. So what I did was I did refer to all layers refer to editing layer only, and then I did apply to connected pixels only. And that way I can come through here and just click the colors that I want. What I'm going to do to get a good shade is I'm going to pick up the actual color itself. I'm going to go slightly towards the blue. Oh, actually, I'm not going to do it that way. Go back to the shading layer. I'm up here to edit. Tonal correction. You can do it this way. You can kind of change the hue here. I am going to push it in this direction. Here. I'm going to increase saturation just a smidge, and we can see the difference here. Now we have a richer image, so I'm going to apply that, and we're going to go through and do that with the rest of the colors as well. So flats, I'm going to get that pink color here. I could even probably get away with doing it for the hair, so let's try that. Because right now the hair is looking pretty murky. So let's try for all of it. If that doesn't work, oops, zoom in here a little bit. If this doesn't work with the hair as well, then I will deselect and go back through. So we're gonna go here, saturation hue. Oh, I forgot to post this on my Discord. It's okay. It's gone at this point. It's too late. So this is making it warmer. So I want to make it a bit cooler, maybe. Let's see. Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted. Got to go back to shading. Here, tonal hue saturation. So I'm gonna just slide this till I find one that I think looks good. Typically you just want a cooler color than what you currently have. Let's see this. I think this isn't too bad. Sorry, a cooler color than what the flat is. Just slightly cooler. I think that I'm getting close. Alright, I think this is almost the identical color to the flat. So this is going towards warmer. So we will come back this direction. Let's see. Let's up the saturation a bit. See what we got. I could probably make it a bit cooler. I think that works. So we will go with that. All right, and let's go to the skin. All right, so skin's very important. Want to make sure we get this one as accurate, or sorry, go back to here, as correct as we can. Tonal correction, saturation. Oh, y'all can't really see like can you see the thing? No, you can't. I'm sorry, you can't even see the window that I'm using, I don't think. But it's the hue for Clip Studio Paint. It's hue, saturation, luminosity. That's the one I've been using. So let's go. I'm gonna look more towards her face here. Let's see here. It's crazy how much this really does change. Oh, wait a second. I need to go in here and also get this ear. All right, let's go back. Yeah, it's pretty. Oh my gosh, still didn't get all of it. I think that's it, right? Okay. I mean, I could just kind of circle all of this. And let's get rid of little pieces of hair here. now. Nope, we're not. Alright, now we are. Alright, so I'm going to lock that layer now. Back to the tonal correction. Another way to do this too would be if you go into tonal correction and do, I believe it's color balance. You can mess with the tones this way as well. So I'll try this. So I'm gonna go maybe a little towards green. Full blue. And I'm gonna add a little red as well. Did that change much? Not really. So I will go, you can't do it that way. I'm gonna just go because I'm more used to doing the hue, saturation, luminosity. This one didn't need to change as much, just because the colors were pretty close. His skin still looks pretty dead, but I'm going to fix that with a very quick trick that I'll show you in just a little bit. Alright, so this one I'm going to need this thing to work properly, because there's a lot of gold in here. Perfect. So this is the murkiest looking of them all. And that's just because there's not a lot of things that blend well with yellow that make it look okay. And right now it just looks very gross. So what we're going to do here, going to pull the saturation up quite a bit. Let's see the preview. So it's already looking a bit better. I'm just gonna basically pull this up until I break it. That's way too much. So that's been broken. I do think like right here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we'll stick with, actually, go down just a bit. Let's stick with this maybe. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. And now I'm gonna go through and do these like gems here on the staff. Get rid of all of this. So this one I'm going to make sure it looks pretty wild, just because they are supposed to be like gems, you know. So I might even push this beyond what I have already. Maybe add like a weird color. Let's bring that saturation up. Let's see here. Part of me almost wants to like try like green. Let's see. That looks muddy. Doesn't look bad, but I think I prefer the purpley color. Okay. Alrighty, so now last but not least, we have like the metals that aren't gold. So I'm gonna go to the flats. Oh boy. All right. So we shall. This one I'm probably not going to play with as much, just because there's not a reason to. I will play with it a bit, just because I do want to try to see if I can find like just see what happens if I use some funky colors. Oof. Oh man, it's making my eyes hurt. Oh boy. It's wild looking. Oh. No, I'm using the shading. Okay, so maybe I need to pull that saturation down a bit. So yeah, you know, this part of the process, you can feel free to just kind of try things just to see. See, does that even it does help it a bit. It gives it just a little bit more interest. I'm gonna make it a bit darker as well. Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna keep it. Alright, so for now, that's the shading kind of done. I'm gonna do some lighting today. I'm not gonna be able to finish lighting today. And then when I start doing the lighting, it is going to like push and pull on stuff. I feel so bad. I forgot to. I'm just gonna send this over. Give me 1 second, everybody. Feel bad. I forgot to send it over to my Discord. But yeah, the lighting piece will. I don't know if I am gonna keep that or not. Probably not, actually. We'll see. Yeah, lighting is going to make things pop quite a bit. So I will do overlay. And it's going to go right on top of everything. Specifically like the metals and stuff, it's going to change that a lot. And that's something I'm going to definitely be using quite a bit of reference for. Just because it is not easy lighting for metals. They have funky transitions. Let's start off with just a soft brush. And this stuff over here is going to change dramatically. Oops. Let's do for all layers just for a second. I need to get my selection back. It's fine. That way I can draw freely. And some of these like little artifacts that you see, I am going to clean them up. It's just, I'm not going to do it right this second. All right. Back to here. Oops, I forgot to reverse it. lighting is one of the more fun parts of the process. Again, I'm not lighting and like lights just in general and shading. I still have a lot of work to do as a person that wants to become a professional, but it is something that makes your work pop quite a bit. Probably just do this. Let's maybe look closer here. There it goes. It's a little better. And like I said, some of the metal stuff that you see on here will definitely be getting a different kind of pass after I've kind of finished up a bit. Just because of the rendering and stuff for it. Again, remember where your focal point is and spend the time there. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to do was give her some lipstick and some makeup. I will do that later. And she's a very, like, her character's colors are very cool, like, meaning like not like, yo, what's up, chum boy? I'm so sorry. I'm probably gonna leave in like 15-ish minutes. I felt bad because I like didn't notice until like 90% of the way through the stream that I had forgotten to put it on the Discord. Um what's up? What's up? I feel bad, guys. I forgot to send it over to y'all. Like a goof. I was like, because typically at least somebody from the Discord ends up popping on. So I was like, why isn't anybody on? And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't send anything. I hope y'all are doing well though. Let's do this. Oh, and at this time too, it's probably a good idea to change the background to like something more neutral. Let's go gray. Oh, this is not the way I want to do that. Let's do this just for a second. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Let's do... There we go. That way we can like see a bit more of the effect of the shine. the lighting. Huh, weird. It's very strange, very strange. YouTube's YouTube's weird sometimes. I'm gonna have to fix that. That belt is bothering me quite a bit, actually, that belt buckle. Just sloppy looking, so I'll end up fixing that at some point. So one of my favorite things to do, or at least as of recent, is to go back through and start to really make this stuff look a little bit more three-dimensional with the colors. But I need to wait for a second. But yeah, the process of like going through and making things look more 3D with lighting is so much fun. I am going to do this. This and just want to make sure that there's no like overspray, for lack of a better word. I am gonna add some more color and stuff to her eyes and stuff like that, because right now they're pretty just plain. But that will be something I end up doing. And probably just more detail. Just in general around her face, like fixing up some of these like stray hair pieces that are being pulled back and stuff like that. Since this is the focal point, it needs to have the most detail. So let's go back here. 25. Oops, keep doing that. Alright, and the other thing that I'm going to do too as we're moving forward with this stuff is I'm going to start erasing some of these lines that don't need to be here anymore. Like the collarbone lines, they don't need to be there. Can probably tone down how bright this is though. And also tone down the shading here. Alright. So we got that going. As much as I want to be able to sit here and draw this stuff forever, I am going to have to leave in about 10 minutes. I have been drawing like seriously for 6 years now. I would say like my journey to become a professional started probably about 3 years ago. So somewhere in that range. All right. The reason why for these like little stones and stuff, I'm doing shine on both sides is because it would go through, hit, and then hit on the back side as well. So that's something to think about. I am going to also start to get these edges in. Probably not this backside edge as much, but the other edges definitely. This is also something, you're welcome. This is also something that I'm going to end up doing for the metal pieces, is like going and like these edges right here. Probably not going to be super black. They're going to be hitting a lot of light. It'll actually probably be an edge that's like this that I end up going through and adding light to, and then like the top of it here would be like a brighter color, and then the bottom I would erase away and make sure it looks darker. But I'll get to that in the next video, because if I start that process, I'm gonna get fired from my other job because I won't want to stop. And then I also need to maybe hold off on doing the lighting for the shoulder pieces, only because I'm going to add that like crisscross like that onto them, which I think is going to do, oh, that looks gorgeous actually. It's sloppy, but it looks really good. But I'm going to add that to all the shoulder pieces just to get more, even more detail. I'm losing it, people. Even more detail up into the focal area of the head and face. Alright, what can I reasonably start up right now? I can maybe finish up with this. No, I'm saying that like if I start doing that stuff, I will get fired because I will miss my job for today. But nah, I've been excelling in my job. Things have been going pretty well. I say that and watch, I'm gonna end up having problems. I'd like to think I'm a pretty good therapist, though. So, I was talking about lines that'll end up getting erased. These black lines for the gems are going to get erased. They're just going to be muddying up the process there. So Lockman, that's something that somebody else would have to tell me. I'm pretty hard on myself with my art. I would say a much better therapist than artist, but that's just because in my brain I'm not hired yet, so I'm not a good artist. And I know that's a little dramatic, but that is how I kind of feel about myself. It's like if I haven't figured this piece out yet, like to get hired, then I'm still not quite there yet. Whereas I am a professional therapist, so that would be my answer to that. Um, I might go back through and add like an actual rim light a little later. Because that's basically what I was just getting ready to do. All right. All right. I do need to go in and erase this now. And I think after I erase this little itsy bitsy piece of shading that doesn't actually exist in here, I'll probably, oops, be finished up here. Sorry, I wanted to also just fill in that oops, that is not what I wanted. That section with the gray from the background. This is looking pretty decent so far. Pretty happy with it. I guess really fast before I go, I can also show you quickly, probably using the overlay layer would be fine. How to liven up the skin a bit. And that's by going over the Terminator here with this like slightly red color. And I might need to do this with either a different layer or a little later on, because this is going to get rushed and it's not going to look as good, but it adds just a little bit of life. Mark does, he's had a few videos on this, but that I've found to be really helpful. Because it does help. Yeah, probably doesn't look the best right now, but that is what I will be doing. I probably need to do it on a different layer and lower the opacity on that layer. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress from today. She's looking pretty good. Zuri's not looking too bad. We'll get some of these smaller things situated, like making sure the details around the head and face are really tight. Fixing that belt buckle a little bit because it's looking a little janky. And I even think the perspective on it is not quite right. I think it needs to be a little bit more tilted towards us. But anyways, I appreciate all of y'all for hanging out with me for a bit. Sorry to my Discord people for forgetting to send the video over Discord. But yeah, I won't be able to stream this weekend, which is another reason why I wanted to stream today. I will be able to stream next week. I'm like highly motivated at this point to try to finish this, and I want to start an illustration for Zuri as well. It's gonna be just like kind of a probably from her chest up, like maybe like the bottom of her rib cage up, like almost portrait. Um, I have this like image of in my head of what I want it to look like. And maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe I'll have her like casting a spell like I have her doing here. I'll add some spell-esque kind of things to this as well, just to make it look kind of fun. But I will stream that whole process as well. I'm not the best at illustration, as you can see. I'm kind of struggling with colors and shadows and things like that right now. But I do want to try my hand at like doing like a really rendered version of this character with high details and stuff like that, because it's been a while since I've done a piece like that. But I hope that y'all enjoyed the stream. I appreciate you very much for hanging out with me. And yeah, hopefully you learned something. Hopefully watching my process has helped you with maybe your own. But yeah, I will be heading off. Have to go to work. And I'll catch you in the next stream. Thank you so much. Love you all. Have a great weekend. I'll miss you.